Honestly, I don't even know if this car is gonna run. This is day 3 of the single turbo build, and this is the final push before we fire this thing up. Now, we've got a long list today. We have the downpipe, low pressure fuel pump, J-pipe, and the motive port injection fuel system. Let's get this M4 dialed in and ready to make some noise. As you guys seen in my last video, I had a lot of stuff still left to do on this car, but what I'm gonna do now is pull the intake manifold off because I wanna install the port injection. This manifold is only held down by a couple 11mm bolts and a few connectors.
About the car flexing like Sylvester. No, sir.
These are the extended studs and gaskets that you need to install the port injection. This is the line for the port injection plate. To install the extended studs for the plate, you do have to remove the old intake manifold studs. They are E7 to remove. What I'm about to do here is clean the surface. You always want to make sure the surface is clean for the new gaskets and the port injection plate. And there you go, the new studs are on. Make sure to leave a comment below of your favorite BMW build. So if you guys didn't know, what port injection does, it gives us extra injectors to put more fuel in the cylinders to make more power. Let me finish putting these intake manifold gaskets on this port injection plate, and I'll show you how to install it. When you guys are installing this plate, just make sure there's enough clearance here. As you can see, I did this for an example that the fuel line is in the way and the starter cable is in the way. So let's make some space here so we can fit this rail in. To get this rail in here, you have to take off the harness for the port injection. Also, you have to remove the starter cable clip that's here, and then you have to remove the plastic vacuum pipe clip that's here. Now it is time to install the port injection fuel line with the ethanol content sensor. This is a little trick I use sometimes. I use a 13mm wrench to push the fuel line in so I can pop it off the line. Now when you guys install this cable, you want to make sure this top nut is secured. You don't want to put it too tight because there's an O-ring there, but you want to make sure it's secure. Also, on this line right here, there is a push down that locks it to the stock fuel line that runs up here. Now you want to make sure this is on. Pull it like this, make sure it's tight because you are putting the charge cooler on, you are putting the intake manifold on. You do not want to have to take it back off because of a fuel leak. Unfortunately guys, I won't be able to install the ethanol sensor because the fuel line did not come with the kit. So I'm going to be installing this later on. You probably won't see it in the video, but it's just a line that goes from here to the stock fuel line. It goes from here to the bottom. It goes from this line, this is the port injection line, to the bottom of the stock fuel line down there. As well as the 10-bar fuel pressure sensor.
What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro. You tripping.
Now that we got the intake manifold back on, we got the wiring all set up, I'm gonna install the J-pipe, the motor reflex. I'm not gonna take a video of that because there's so many videos online, as you can see here.
Yeah, baby, you did this one.
I'm about to prep this J-pipe for install. I usually check these Allen fittings because these come with extra ones for things such as a hop switch or meth injection. Now, if you guys watched the last video, you know about this O-ring that's in here. Do not forget to change this over to the new J-pipe. I've seen this countless times where people just forget or don't even know to swap over this O-ring. This can cause an air leak, a boost leak, and that's something you do not want on a fresh build. All right, guys, it's about that time. I'm gonna wire. I was going to put the charge cooler on, but I want to wire this first because it is tight over there. So I want to wire this first, then put the charge cooler on and wrap this up. But I wanted to show you guys, when you guys buy Reflex, they do have QR codes on the boxes, and these QR codes take you directly to their website for the wiring instructions. Makes it easier. Okay guys, I finished wiring the motor Reflex. It took me a while. It always takes a little bit, but that's wired in. Now I'm gonna put the charge cooler, the intake, and then we're gonna move on to the downpipe. This J-pipe is a weak point for these S55, so you want to make sure everything is tight, because once you go into any boost, a clamp is going to pop off or something will pop off for sure. Just make sure everything is tight.
Nice.
Now let's move on to the downpipe.
They know I made my wool work, hop out with an oak.
Make sure to like the video if you're excited about this build, because I don't even know if this car is gonna run, but let's find out.
There's no time, unlike me.
That is a wrap for today. Stay tuned for next video because it's gonna be something a little different. We still have 2 more things to do. Fuel pump install and the dyno. I'll see you guys next video.
About the car flexing like Sylvester.